This is Maria from Crochet A to Z, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button, and if you have, I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone for being here, and please also push the like button because all of this helps get the algorithms out there so everyone can find this channel. So today is part 3 of our Christmas Afghan. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on the border. And it's a very interesting way this Afghan comes together because it's not one block, it's like 4 different parts of the Afghan, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then your border. Then you put that aside and you make more. And then you put that aside and you make more, and then you can put them all together. So why don't we get started? And again, we're going to be working on our border. So as always, we are using an eye hook. I am using Super Saver yarn, and it is Super Saver Red Hot. And I used the red. I used a really pretty color here as well, and it's called Mistletoe. And then for the border, I'm going to use a soft white. So again, let's get started. So what we want to do is we want to work, like I said, this. So here is what we did last week. So we made this, and then we made this side. So we made the 2 different ones. So what I did was, we're going to start our border, and we're going to start at this side. And I want to mention, this is the right side. If you turn this around, it's very flat. There is a little bit of texture, I should say, but not like the texture that you see here. So that's the side we want to start on. So what we're going to do is, I got my stitch markers and I put them along here, because what we got to do is we got to put 28 half double crochets across. 28 half double crochets across. By adding those stitch markers, you can break them down, into 7, 7, 7, and then 7, and that will put all the stitches that we need to make right there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add our border color. And then we're going to chain 1 and chain 2. And that's considered your first half double crochet. Now we're going to go right across, and we're going to put 7 in between this half double crochet, chain 2, and this stitch marker. And that's just a way to make it easier for you to put the right amount of stitches across. So that's 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, and this is 7. And what happens is you're just making it easier for yourself when you're doing this border, because it just gives you an easier way to detect how many stitches you got across. And we do need 28. So now we're going to take this stitch marker off, and we're going to do that's 7 more. 1, I'm just going to take that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And see what I mean by putting that stitch marker there? It just makes it easier for when you've got to go across. So now we did 7, and you should have 14 stitches. And we'll just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So now we're going to take this stitch marker out, and we're going to do 7 more. But I will just count this as 14. This is 15, 16. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now I just want to tell you that if it's off, just pull them out and go back in. Don't worry. So now we'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We're going to take this stitch marker out, and we're going to go across. So we're going to make 7 more half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you went right across. Just so that you have your last stitch right here. Now we're going to do 17 half double crochets along this edge. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to start right where this is. And we're going to put 1 here. And then we'll go right across, half double crochets, and put a half double crochets 17 right across. You don't count the ones that are in the red, you count the ones that are in this variegated yarn, this mistletoe yarn part. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and at the very end is your 17th one. Now it's very important that these stitch amount counts be correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So that's perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So now what's going to happen is you would think that we're going to chain and then turn around, but we're not. We're not going to chain and we're not going to turn around. We're going to fasten off. So we're going to fasten off. And we're going to just put this right through. And this is how it looks. And that's your border. So now what we're going to do is going to go right back in here. And we're going to work along here. And this is going to be row 2. So again, we're going to add our yarn to this corner, the first stitch, that's the 2 chain 2, that's your half double crochet, your first one. And we're going to just attach that here. And then we're going to chain 1 and chain 2. Now we're going to work, and I just want to show you, these are our stitches. So see where we have, and let me just pull this out. See where we have our stitches where we can see the front bar and the back bar. We're not working in these stitches. We're going to be working in the back. So we're going to go into this back bar. And in that back bar, we're going to make half double crochets in that back bar. And we're going to make 46 stitches, 46 half double crochets, 46. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this back bar. And you're going to know you're doing it right when you have this ridge pop up. That means you're doing it right. This is what you want to see. Just like on here, this is that ridge. So you're going to go in the back bar and go in every stitch across. All half double crochets. In the back bar, and see your little ridge? And then what we're going to do is we're going to count And what you should have at the end of this, from the beginning to the end of the red, you should have 28 stitches because that's how many we put in. Okay, so now we're going to count our half double crochets. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. Perfect. Now we're going to go on and we're moving to this side. So now we're going to put, and we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 stitches. So we're going to do our 17 stitches, and again we're going to go into the back loop only, or the back bar only. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and we're going to go right in that back bar, 15, 16, and 17 in the back bar. And see, you have that ridge all the way across. Now I'm going to count where I started: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Perfect. Now this is row 1, row 2. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. That chain 1 counts as nothing. Now we're going to be working a single crochet in every stitch across. In every stitch across, we're going to be working a single crochet. But we're going to be working in the front bar. So here's the front bar. Here's your stitches. Put it this way. We're going to be working in this and not this. So we're going to work a single crochet in the front bar. 1, 2, 3, and I want to show you. See how you can separate them? That's where you want to work, in that front bar. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, only in the front bar, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, 18, 19, 20, front bar only, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, and 46 in this last. And now you're golden. That's what it looks like. So now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. And that first stitch, that chain 3, is considered a double crochet. I always like to point out what you consider these stitches, because sometimes you do a chain 1, it doesn't count in anything. Chain 3, this counts. This is your first double crochet. You're going to do skip 1, and you're going to put a double crochet in 1, 2, and 3 stitches. Then we're going to do this beautiful slant stitch. And it's just like as if we were doing a double crochet. We're going to yarn over. We're going to pull the yarn, and we're going to go into this first skipped stitch that we did after this chain 3. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to go in there in this stitch that we skipped, and we're going to put our crochet hook, and we're going to pull up that yarn, and we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. And this is your first slant stitch. You're going to skip this next stitch, and in this stitch you're going to put a double crochet, 1, another one, 2, and another one, 3. And what are you going to do? You're going to make your slant stitch. Yarn over, go into that first, or should I say that stitch that you skipped, just like when you did the first one. And you're going to go in there, and you're going to pull this yarn up through, and yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that is your slant stitch. Okay, so now we have 2 slant stitches. One of the things I want to say is make sure that you're skipping the right stitch because you might be going into where you have a stitch already. So you want to make sure there's no stitch there. So you're going to skip that stitch and you're going to do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to make your slant stitch. You're going to go into that, and you want to make sure you pull up enough and yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. These are your slant stitches. So again, I'm going to show you. Yarn over, go into the skipped stitch, go up, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you want to make sure that you go in the right one. So now we're going to make another one. There's a stitch there. We don't want to go in there. We want to skip that stitch, and we want to do 3 double crochets across. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to make our slant stitch in this skip stitch, and there's nothing there, so we're going to make our slant stitch right there, and you want to pull it up far enough so, and there it is. And we're going to go across, skip, there's a stitch there, so we're going to go skip this one, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And then again a slant stitch, yarn over, and we're going to go into the skip stitch, go in, pull up that yarn, pull it through so it's nice and long enough, and go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And we're going to do this right across. I go slow, you can write it down, you can follow along, whatever's easier for you. This is beginner to advanced, anyone in between. Skip, 1, 2, 3, and this is such a pretty stitch, and see the nice border you're getting? See the nice border and your nice slant stitches? Skip. And in the very last stitch, you are going to do a double crochet. And that's what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? So that's what we did here. So now you're going to chain 1 and 2 and turn your work. Your chain 2 is considered a half double crochet. So what you're going to do is you're going to do a half double crochet in each stitch across. So you've got one there already, and you're just going to go in each stitch across, and you're going to do a half double crochet. So just pull my yarn there so it's not tugging back at me, and we're going to go right across and do a half double crochet. I just want to pull that out because I just split the yarn. And we're going to do a half double crochet right across. And you will have the same amount of stitches that you had when you first started of the count that you had across. I just want to mention that as well. So we're going to do a half double crochet in every stitch across. Now, believe it or not, we're getting to almost the last row of this border for this part of your border. And then we want to make sure that we get into this last stitch. I always like to show you that stitch. And this is what it looks like thus far. Isn't that pretty? So now I'm going to show you the last row, which is row 6. You're going to chain 1 and chain 2, and you're going to turn your work. And see how pretty that is? And see the different textures from the different things that you did. It's just really pretty. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a half double crochet in the back loop only. That chain 2 counts as a half double crochet. So we're just going to go in this back loop and do a half double crochet right across. So I'm going to show you these 2 loops. You're not going to work the front one, you're going to work the back loop. And you're going to do a half double crochet in every stitch across. Like I said, I go slow. You can follow along, you can write it down, whatever is easiest for you. I try to go on these tutorials from beginning to end. If you see enough and you say, okay, I got that part okay, then by all means jump to the next part. By all means jump to the next part of the tutorial. So now by you doing that back loop, you're getting this little ridge. You're not getting this, you're getting this. It's just a cute little ridge. And that's what you're doing when you're doing your half double crochets across. And you will have the same amount of stitches that you started with, you will end with from when you did these stitches across, because that will make the next process of this tutorial easier when we go to the next part. So we're going to just go right across. And this is it's not a cable stitch, but it sure as heck looks like one, and it sure is really pretty. It gives it a nice look. And quite honestly, you could use this on any border that you wanted. If you wanted to use this stitch and use it on any Afghan, you could. And it's just that pretty. You would just figure out the amount of stitches that you have. Across, because we did 28 stitches on this side and then we did 17 on this side. And then you could actually do that with another border too and figure out if you wanted to go all the way around and do one side and then do another side, you could do that. But just to mention. So half double crochet right across in every stitch in the back loop, not the front loop, the back loop. Want to make sure you get that last stitch. And here is the border. So here is your border to this. And I'm going to just kind of move everything around so you can see it. And you would fasten off at this point. You would fasten off. I'm just going to put a stitch marker here. But once you got that row done, you want to fasten off. But I don't want to do that because I want to show you. And that's what it looks like. Isn't it pretty? It's a really, really pretty. And that's what it looks like. And this is it. Right here is this. And this is this, but I wanted to do one in the variegated to show you that you can work this whatever way you want. Whatever way you want to make this, you can. So this is part number 3 of the Christmas Afghan, and this is the border of these 2 beautiful squares, whatever you want to call them, but this is part number 3. This is Maria from Crochet A to Z. I hope you liked this tutorial of the border for our Christmas blanket. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Love you all. Bye-bye.